Hello and welcome everybody. This is English 208B and we are starting Unit 4, Macbeth. So I know I am new to you all. I am Miss Katie, Miss Jacintho, or just Miss. You don't have class today, but you have this video lesson. So I'm going to show you everything you need to know that we would have covered in today's class in this video. So stay tuned. So what's going on this week? This is week 5, April 18th to the 22nd. So you had the 1.15 argumentative essay due on Monday. On the 19th today, you guys have no class, but you have a video lesson to watch. You're going to start with the 4.02 workshop on Shakespeare and tragedy, and you're going to explore the Macbeth resources. This is in place of our actual Class Connect. You're also going to start reading Macbeth this week. So you have Act 1, Act 2, Scene 1 and 2, and Act 2, Scene 3 and 4. So this is A, B, and C. That's all on your Class Connect content stuff. And we have a Class Connect at 9 a.m. on Thursday. So what am I covering in this video? We're going to introduce you to your new teacher, Miss Katie, or Miss Jacintho. I'm going to introduce Unit 4, Macbeth, and I'm going to share with you some expectations for the reading of Macbeth. So let's get started. All right, so once again, I am Miss Katie, Miss Jacintho, or just plain old Miss, whatever you want to call me. I know my last name is a little wonky, so if you're kind of like, oh no, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, don't worry. It's a Portuguese last name, and I have heard from people who actually speak Portuguese that I don't even say it right, and it's my name. So don't worry about pronouncing it wrong. I will not feel bad at all, because I can't even say it right. I go by she, her pronouns, and here is my contact information, so I will highlight that for you. If you need to get a hold of me, go to sjacinto@k12insightwashington.org. You can also find that through the Contact My Teacher button on the OLS. OLS is short for online school, so if you ever hear that, that's what I mean. I was born and raised on Maui, Hawaii, and it's where I currently live, and I am also a student, so I go to school at St. Martin's University in Lacey, Washington. So I lived in Washington for a while I was doing just my degree, and I wasn't teaching at that point. And during COVID, we all got sent home, and so I moved back home to beautiful Hawaii, and I've been there for a while, and I went back to St. Martin's for a while to actually like work and study and stuff, and it didn't really work out. I had a family emergency and I had to rush home with full speed, and I've been home ever since in Hawaii. That happened a couple of months ago, and so I'm still back at home. My brother is actually moving back home soon as well, so we're going to have a full house pretty soon. I studied English and Literary Studies and Secondary Education at St. Martin's. I'm going to be graduating with a double degree in May, so I'm super excited. I basically studied literature and how to teach it. So my background is in Shakespeare. I studied American literature. I studied sonnets. I studied a lot of things in like the literary canon. So what we talk about is like when people think of the classics, I studied the classics, but I also studied a lot of other things that are not included in what we think of as the classics. And between you and me, I kind of liked those things better. So I did a whole class on African American literature. I did a whole class on Native American literature. I did a whole class on Pacific Northwest culture and food. I took journalism. I took creative writing. Anything and everything that I could get my hands on was the stuff that I wanted to read and research. So that's a little bit about me. Fun fact, I live on a ranch, so these are my actual cows. This is Leo, and this is Bertha, and these are my kitty cats. So this is Pebbles right here, and that is Boots. And I love to draw and paint. So that's a little bit about me. You'll get to meet me on Thursday. Right now I'm teaching another class at Insight, so I'll be with them for another week, and then I'll be with you guys full time. All right. Here is my contact information. Anytime you see this on a slide, it means it's a good idea to screenshot that slide. So screenshot this. This is my email and how you can get a hold of me. So because of the time difference, when it's 9 a.m. in Washington, it's 6 a.m. in Hawaii. So the best times to get a hold of me are anywhere between 10 Washington time and 8 p.m. Washington time, because it's a little bit later in the day, it's after class, and so I can answer things really quickly. If you ever need to get a hold of me, that's how you do it. sjacinto@k12insightwashington.org. So there you go. There's Boots and Pebbles, and here's one of the paintings I did. All right, moving right along, let's jump into Unit 4. So we're done with Unit 1, no more argumentative writing. If you still have that to turn in, I am still accepting it, and I'm still accepting it till the end of the trimester. So go ahead and keep working, but we're starting on Unit 4, and so we should be working on reading Macbeth. If you are interested in the supernatural, if you're interested in history, if you're interested in battles and political dramas, if you're interested in strong female characters and ambiguous motives, so what I mean is like morally gray characters, Macbeth is the play for you. So here are our standards for unit form. Standards are the skills that we're working towards. So we have a skill that we're working on, determine a theme or a central idea of a text and analyze in detail its development. So we're determining a theme and analyzing how it changes throughout the course of the text. We're going to analyze how complex characters develop and change. So we're talking about characters and analyzing their development and the theme and theme's development. And we're going to draw evidence from literary or informational text. So we're going to determine a theme or central idea and analyze its development. We're going to analyze characters and how they evolve over time. And we're going to draw evidence from the text that we are working on. And the text that we're working on is Macbeth. These are all going to support each other as we read and as we work. So our standards is what skills are we working on, and our assignments are the ways that we show off our brand new skills. So here are our 3 assignments for the unit. We're going to work on them in class a lot, and we're also going to have time away from class to work on it, so you should be fully prepared by the time that time comes. So we have a graphic organizer that's going to be helpful with your final assignments, and that is due on May 16th. Ooh, that's kind of dark. Let me do that again. Here we go. May 6th, not May 16th, I'm sorry. Then we have our 4.15 theme analysis project. That's going to be due May 13th, the following week. Whoopsies. Words are hard sometimes. And then we have the 4.16 evaluation of a character of Macbeth. Brief writing. So that's going to be due on May 13th as well. So like I said, we will work on this in class. You will have plenty of time to work on it at home as well. So don't feel panicked. I just want to kind of give you a heads up on what's coming up. But for now, we're going to focus on the reading of Macbeth. So let's talk a little bit about Macbeth. Macbeth, you actually are going to watch a video today introducing you to Macbeth, but I'm also going to introduce it to you as well. So it was written by William Shakespeare in 1605. This is in the early reign of King James I, if that gives you any perspective. It's one of Shakespeare's most famous and shortest tragedies. And just FYI, a tragedy, I wonder if I can highlight in white. Nope, I can't. That's okay. A tragedy is a story with a sad ending, including the downfall of the main character. So comedies are happy plays, and tragedies are sad plays. Our protagonist here, our main character, is Macbeth, and he is our tragic hero. So we can tell already he's going to have a sad story. It's not going to be happy and sunshine and rainbows. He's going to be sad. So Macbeth is a member of the Scottish nobility who dreams of being king. But to do so, he'll have to kill a few friends first. Ha 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 ha. So that's a little bit about Macbeth. For your reading, you have Macbeth, like a copy of Macbeth in your textbook. But we also have this amazing resource called No Fear Shakespeare. When I was studying Shakespeare in college, I didn't have this, and I wish I did because it would have been so amazing. So this is Macbeth, but it's written in modern English. So here's our modern text up here, and here's the original text. So everything over here on this side where the original text is written in old Shakespearean English. And we don't really talk that way anymore, so it's kind of hard to understand. The modern text is much closer to what we actually speak today, and so it's a lot easier to understand. If you want to challenge yourself and read the original, please be my guest. But you can find this No Fear Shakespeare on the OLS Content Unit 4, and it's in the Macbeth Reading Resources. You can also find a lot of other resources that can help you with your reading of Macbeth in that file. So go ahead and take a look at that. All right, here is how you get to the No Fear Shakespeare text. So here's English 208B with Miss Miller. Of course, this is going to be with Miss Jacintho, but this is where we are right now. If I go to content, it's going to take a while because my internet's pretty slow today. But if I go to content, you can also see here's your Class Connects for the day. If I go to content and I scroll down over here on this blue bar to Macbeth Unit 4, I've got a bunch of resources here that I can choose from. So right here, immediately there are reading resources. And here along this banner on the left are all of the readings for the days and all of the assignments for the unit. So if I go to the reading resources, I've got a bunch to choose from. So I want to tell you guys really quickly, you do not have to use all of these, but they are super helpful. So here's where you have the No Fear Shakespeare play. There's an audio book of the original text that you can watch or listen to. There's a character tree that can help you keep track of who all the characters are. And there's the Why Should You Read Macbeth, which you're going to be reading, or not reading, you're going to be watching today in place of going to class. So here's No Fear Shakespeare. If I click on that, it's going to take me to the text of No Fear Shakespeare. You can download this to your computer by pressing download. You can print it out. It's 72 pages, so if you want to print, maybe do front and back. But it will take you there. And just like we talked about, so if I look at this, I have the original text here, and I have the modern text here. So the modern text is closer to what we actually speak right now, and the original text is what Shakespeare spoke way back in the day. So that is how you get to No Fear Shakespeare and the Macbeth readings and reading resources. Here are my reading expectations for you. I know that there is a lot of information on this slide and it probably looks really scary because it's a lot of words. Really, I'm breaking it down into 3 main things that I want you guys to do throughout your reading of Macbeth. So today you're going to be exploring the reading resources, and once again, you do not have to look at every single one of them, but just, be aware of them. They're there for a reason. So you have the audiobook, you have the No Fear Shakespeare, you have the Introducing Macbeth video, and there's one more thing that I completely forget what it is. Oh, the character sheet. So that can help you while you are reading Macbeth, before you read Macbeth, and even after while you're completing your graded assignments. So right here, this is how you can find them, and I have that for every single item that I have here. And then this just explains what it is. So I know, once again, this is a lot of reading and a lot of words on a page. Don't be scared. I'm breaking it down for you. So the first thing that I want you to do is explore the reading resources. Once again, that's today's job. And then you're going to start reading Macbeth. So you're going to follow the online content lessons to tell you which sections to read. So it's divided by A, B, C, D, E, F. Is there a G? I think there's a G and an H. So that is how you're going to break it down for the reading. You will have quizzes in our classes, so make sure you're doing that reading to stay up to date. And in class, we're actually going to be doing some reading together, so it's going to save you a little bit. Look up any words that you don't know, okay? That's super important because Shakespeare is not easy to understand. I'm not going to joke around about that. It's hard. A college student finds it hard. So you guys are also going to find it hard. If you come to a word that you're like, oh, I don't know what that is, please, please, please look it up. Keep your dictionary handy because it's really, really going to help you. And lastly, do the online content lessons. So those are through the OLS content or OLS plan. Those are going to help you with your reading, and they also include graded quizzes worth points, and you always want to be doing those graded quizzes. So those are your responsibilities for reading. Explore the reading resources, read Macbeth, do the online content lessons. That's not going to change throughout our whole time reading Macbeth. So this isn't something you're doing today. This is something that you're going to spread out throughout the next 2 weeks. All right, and what did we cover today? Did we cover everything that we needed to do? So we introduced you to your new teacher, Miss Katie, Miss Jacintho, or just plain old Miss. We introduced Unit 4, which is Macbeth, and we explored some reading expectations. So we are good to go. If you have come to the end of this, good job. Now go and watch the other recording for today, or not recording, but the YouTube video introducing you to Macbeth, and look at those reading resources. All right. All right, my friends, I will see you all at Thursday at 9 o'clock in the morning. Please don't forget to do your online content lessons. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. You've got my email. All right, bye-bye.